the 95th episode. So shout out to us, much respect, and shout out to everybody who's been tapping in. Of course, we got Reverb Nation connected. So shout out to the Reverb Nation. We already got 6 people in here for Reverb Nation. Shout out to y'all, much respect. Listen, before we get any further into this thing, we absolutely got to shout out the sponsor of this podcast, Fanny P. Let's bring it to 'em.
First of all, I want to say you ain't tell me it was live. You caught me off guard. But anyway, welcome, 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 everybody. And thank you, Naya, for being always the first one to show your face in the place. And shout out to tonight's sponsor. We have to give a special shout out to Millie Moon Diapers for our luxury wiggler wogglers and our toddlers. Shout out to those who are first time parents and repeat parents. Get your Millie Moon luxury diapers and you will get 15% off your purchase with the promo code YOLEAKS. Don't forget the promo code YOLEAKS. And ladies, 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 for that special sensitive time of the month, go get your Tampax pads and use the promo code Yo Radiance so you can get 15% off your purchase. Back to you, TSM.
Yo, I hope everybody's having a spectacular Friday. Shout out to those in the chat who decided to join us, those who wanted to join us but can't join us, and those who's gonna watch this on a replay game. Man, we got so much, so many things to discuss, so much to talk about in just so little time. And I just wanted to say thanks, first of all, to the people that's been tapping in with me, like the people that's really rocking with me. First of all, shout out to you. I look at the mentions and I get mentioned from 2 people, you and of course young Riaz. So shout out to y'all too. But most definitely shout out to you for being the only person to actually share out my videos. I try to be an example by sharing out other people's videos and so that they can get the notion to start sharing out my videos, so on and so forth. So just wanted to say shout out to you and the people that's really tapping in and people that's really rocking in with me. Y'all know who y'all are, and also shout out to the haters, cause we won't be nowhere without the haters on this platform, man. Fanny, what we got going on tonight? I'm digging a hot pink. You got the hot pink on tonight.
Of course, of course, of course, of course. But before we get started, there's 2 stories that I want to touch on. One story is very dear and close to me because everybody knows, well not everybody knows, I can't assume that, but people know that I am a nurse. Um And as a nurse, when I hear stories about my fellow men and women in healthcare have been unalived for protecting other people, and I'll get into who I'm talking about in just a few moments. Um, it's very disheartening to me because nurses work very, very hard, and a lot of times, the president himself has said it's not a professional career, and and it's like, okay, bro, we didn't go to college for like 4 years to learn what we know. And a lot of people don't respect the profession, but it is a profession. Not everybody is cut out to to be a nurse. And I want to say shout out to all my fellow healthcare people, whether you a nurse assistant, whether you a doctor, whether you a nurse, whether you a pediatrician, whatever it is, I want to say shout out to you guys because if it wouldn't be for you, um, we wouldn't be where we are right now. But um, this story I first heard about from Dare to Search. So shout out to her with Dare to Search. And if you're not subscribed to her, please go subscribe and support her channel. Because over there on her channel, you're definitely
Yo,
gonna get.
hold on, Fanny. Mama Helen just stepped in the building. The chat room's queen. So I encourage everybody in the chat, make sure that y'all speak to the queen. Make sure that y'all greet the queen when she step up in here. Show some respect. Really appreciate that.
I want to say shout out once again to Data Search. She is the news outlet that I particularly go use. because I know that she does her research. And I just think it's very disheartening when, you know, when you see your country just falling into shambles. I'm going to just say that it's falling into shambles. And I think a lot of people are not really taking it serious because it hasn't hit their front door yet. And just like TSM said, shout out to you, Sissy Helen, because you always showing up and showing out. And you're always so respectful to everybody in the chat, as well as myself and TSM. And I just want to say thank you so much because it means a lot how you show love to both of us. Um, Also, same thing to you, Naya, that you always show love to both TSM and myself and to everybody in the chat. So shout out to you both ladies. Thank you so, so very much. Um, I personally appreciate the support. But back to this story. Um, he's a nurse, Nurse Petty. And Nurse Petty was in
Could you tell us what state and city is the story coming out of, so we can kind of stay
I
trailed on
was
the update?
I was just telling you, Poppy. Um, this story is out of Minnesota, but everybody knows there's been unrest in Minnesota. Hi, Miss Brenda. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us. And shout out to Miss Brenda too. She is,
Absolutely, absolutely.
shout out to you, love. Shout out to you. I don't even know what to say. You don't stepped in the building. I don't lost words, but shout out to you. Um, Nurse Petty is out of Minnesota, where there's been a lot of unrest in Minnesota with ICE and everything that they've been doing with ICE. And Nurse Petty was doing what most people in healthcare do. And it's just really, really sad that we have gotten to the point in this country to where um, you can't have an opinion, you can't voice your opinion without it being stifled. And unfortunately, he had fallen victim to being unalived, allegedly. I have to say allegedly by ICE agents. So again, shout out to Data Search who brought this story. When I first saw the story, it was very disheartening to me as a fellow nurse to see someone go to work and do what they love to do in their life. They're no longer here anymore. And I'm not going to get into all of the backstory because it is an ongoing story, but I will share with you guys what people have had to say about Nurse Petty. And if you want to get the full story or the backstory on Nurse Petty, go over there to Dare to Search, and you will get the whole background on why this took place, and things of that nature. So shout out to you, Dare to Search. This is where I'm getting my story from. And I just want to say shout out to you, Helen, once again for always showing up and showing out in the chat, keeping the chat moving, keeping it professional, and for always putting a disclaimer. And I also must add, because I know YouTube is watching as well, these are the thoughts and opinions of myself. And this is for educational purposes. This is not to bash, harm, or discriminate against anyone. So I just want to say and send my condolences to Nurse Petty and his family, his co-workers, all the people that came out to protest against what's going on in this country. And I want to send a special prayer also to the residents of Minnesota because this has been going on for a long, long time. And people fail to realize it's coming to a city near you. They've already been in Chicago. Um, they were headed this way. Um, they did come to my state capital. That didn't go very well, but it's not on the magnitude of Minnesota. So, TSM, before I show this clip, do you have any thoughts and opinion about this brief synopsis of what I just shared with you?
No, I like to kind of see what you got to show us first, get a little bit more insight. Um, I'm still in knowledgeable about what's going on. So,
Some type of medical aid by ripping his clothes open with scissors and then maneuvering his body around like a rag doll, only to discover that it could be because they wanted to count the bullet wounds to see how many they got, like he's a deer. I watched that, and that is what it felt like they were doing, and that is part of why I was like, what are you guys doing? Why would you jostle his body around like that? You're not even doing anything to help him. But I knew he was gone. Well, for days, she's been called the woman in the pink coat, and she captured the crucial video showing exactly what happened when Alex Preddy was shot and killed by DHS officers. She had not come forward until today, and her name, which is being revealed for the first time, is Stella Carlson. She's a children's entertainer. She runs a children's entertainment company. She's a face and body painter and an airbrush artist. All of it a world away from anything she or anyone could possibly imagine. You knew he was gone. I knew he was gone. There was no way with the way his body was moving, and I only knew that because of the way they were manipulating his dead body, just playing with it. Like they're in a game. They were looking at us and after the shoot. Yes. I mean, the reason of escalation was due to the mockery. We understand why the MPD is unable to intervene on a level we would like, but you would like to think that their kindness, compassion, looking us in the eyes would occur in these moments when we're being attacked in the streets. And the MPD just felt like they were part of that team at that moment. And maybe that I'm not talking about the whole were Minneapolis Police Department people on the scene? Once the yellow tape was up, there were MPD officers who were standing in line, 5 of them, I think, and they wouldn't look at us. Everyone just kept saying, just look at us. You're our representative. You work for us. Why won't you look at us? Like a part of our community just was murdered in the street. Like, you're our Minneapolis Police Department. Why won't you even just look at us to give us solidarity? You know, when we walk around with the whistles around our neck, it's not that we have, like, we know we can't do much. But what we do know is that we can let our community at large know when we're walking around, like, I see you. And if you're stuck in your apartment, I want you to see me. I'm another person walking around who is here to protect you as best I can with my whistle and my phone, which really feels not great.
Okay, once again, everybody who wants to see the full video, go to Data Search channel, um, and she will give you insight on not only what happened to Nurse Petty, but also people are speaking out against what took place. So basically, in the video, you're being shown that he came out to um, help people that were peacefully protesting, and agents approached him, and he was unalive out in the street. And they were pulling him out in the street, like she described, an animal, and they were not allowing other people to render aid to him, to help him get not only get out of the street, but also, let people know, like, hey, he's a nurse. He's also a resident of Minnesota. So why are regular American citizens being treated like this? What you just saw briefly, what are your thoughts and opinion?
it's scary. I thought about what led to the situation. I think in certain instances, such as this one, right, or like any other protest, I feel like during those instances, whether it's the SWAT, whether it's the military, whether it's the a federal agency, no matter who it is, I feel like during those moments that the higher ups, whoever the higher ups are, that they kind of give those agencies or the developers who's in charge, they give them permission to kind of do what they need to do to get the job done. And so I feel like they are in a situation to where if they do take somebody's life, they won't be held accountable for it. I feel like it's more of a what is that movie? There's a movie where everything is like all the illegal activities is legal for like 24 hours, something like that. I just feel like during these instances, I always thought like this during the big protests and things like that. Anytime SWAT or the police or the FBI have to come out, even when they gotta raid somebody, I feel like that they have special rules in place that's gonna protect them from um having to face any charges leading to things like this. And so it's not even gonna be looked at upon a bit as a big thing from their perspective. I could be wrong, but I want to definitely want to know what you think and what the chat thinks.
I agree. I just feel like this country has just become something that unfortunately we view other countries as being. We never thought we would live in a time that we would see this happen on American soil with American citizens. And unfortunately, it's happening right before our eyes, and not enough people are speaking out about it. Because if you think about it, you know, your freedom of speech, your freedom to a peaceful protest is being targeted. It's almost like a parent telling their child, um, I want you to go to bed at 9, but because you have school in the morning, but they decide they want to stay up at midnight, knowing that they got to get up at 6 a.m. and then they're tired. And then the consequence for that is they're falling asleep in class, grades are failing, and so on and so forth. And it's like, I have to be careful with what words I use because this is going to be part two of what we're talking about right now. Um, it's just very disheartening because professions have been targeted, like nurses, certain therapists. Um, and it's like coming down from someone who I haven't seen any paperwork to even say that you were qualified to make the decisions that you are currently making. And with that being said, I just think people need to do their due diligence as American citizens to, when you go to the polls and vote, educate yourselves not only on a national level, but also on a local level as well, because that will also impact what's currently going on in this country. And I think too many people are afraid. And I just want to say, my condolences to his family. I mean, it's just really, really sad. It's really, really sad. TSM, you want to add anything to it?
I'm still kind of taking in what you showed me, and still kind of doing some background research on why this could have happened, who was in charge, who was the actual person that took him out, and come to find out it was multiple. That's what makes it That's what makes it difficult. When I got people in positions like this, and somebody's life is taken away, they can't singleize that down to one person. You know what I'm saying? If anybody got to get held accountable for it, it should be the government, which they're not going to be held accountable for it. So it's a scary situation, especially for this person's family. Who do they sue? Who's going to pay for the funeral? Who's going to be the person that get punished so that the family could get justice? This is going to be a long time coming for this family. So it's more heartbreaking for the family than what actually happened to the person because they have to live with it. A lot of people don't even think about it that way, but they got to live with this and deal with this for the rest of their lives.
I agree. I absolutely agree with that. And it's just the part two of this story is, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, and this is about everybody because most people have social media, whether you are a content creator, influencer, whatever title you fall up under. You have to use your words wisely because you are being censored. You are being censored as an American citizen. It has been told, allegedly, that on TikTok, a lot of content creators' content have been censored. And even some content creators have been removed off this platform because they spoke out against this current administration, ICE agents, um, the president himself. And so just be careful. Just really be careful because under this, what I'm about to guys show you next, I'm not sure if everybody know who the former CNN news anchor was, well is Don Lemon. Um, he was with CNN for many, many years. He was let go. He has his own podcast that you can watch on YouTube, a
Yeah.
popular
Do
podcast.
you do you know if anybody's being held accountable for the death of this person or not? And so that's just gonna be like a basically, especially with this being a case of the government being involved. I think that's probably gonna get swept under the rug, and that's the scary part.
Um, I feel like there's going to be more lawsuits. I'm not going to speak out against who, but you understand what I'm saying. Um, because our liberties are being taken away from us. They're being compromised. And people are not standing, they're not standing for it. So I think you're going to see more lawsuits happen at a record number that you've ever seen before. Um, so with that being said, I just feel like you just got to do your due diligence to educate yourself. And
And shout out to the lawyers too, because a lot of even court appointed lawyers or even just lawyers people find on social media, a lot of these lawyers will will let you know more than what you think. You know, you could come to them with one problem as far as suing the government or whatever the state. You come to them with one problem and they find 30 problems out that one problem, so they educate you way more, and they let you know more about your rights that's being broken that you ever even could thought have thought of. So shout out to a lot of these lawyers too, and a lot of them they hear stories like this, and a lot of them will do the job for free at charge. And so shout out to those guys that's out there in this world.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And this, as an American citizen, do your due diligence, educate yourself about what's going on in this country as well. Once again, I'm not sure if you guys heard about Don Lemon. He's a former CNN anchor who spoke out about what was going on in Minnesota. And because he spoke out, he was arrested. And I think that's so unfortunate because Tissim, you talked great deal about before any of this um take place about how you felt like we were being censored. Do you want to go back and elaborate on that before I show this video?
I mean, I just feel like slowly a lot of rights are being stripped away. A lot of things are being stripped away from us. and with a blind eye because we are not noticing it. And just a small example, what are one of our rights is to say whatever we want to be able to say as American citizens, right? So that means no matter where we are, we can be in a restroom, we can be in a restaurant, we can be on social media. Our right as a U.S. citizens is to say what we want, but they generate platforms such as this one we are on now, like YouTube, and we aren't allowed to say certain things without getting our platform finished. And so, just small things like that you may want to look out for and educate yourself on for, because it's not just platforms like YouTube. They got restaurants in certain places in this world right now. If you're a certain color or if you look a certain part, that you can't be in that restaurant, stripping away your rights as a U.S. citizen, even if it's a private business owner. As long as their business is located in the U.S., they have to abide by the U.S. rules. So just kind of educate yourself on
With that being said, do you feel like even though we're American citizens, that certain rights are being stripped from us because we're not following in line what people think we should? Because think
no, it's
about it.
not.
How
It's not. It's nothing to do with us falling in line. It's because they're trying to have a certain control. And I keep saying this. They want this to be a. It's just like a business owner. Let's say if Mama Helen owned a hair wrap store like it, she's gonna look at that business overall, and she's gonna want it to be ran a certain way, one particular way, and she's gonna start snipping at things and cutting things, removing workers, taking certain things out, switching certain things until it's perfectly fit for her. And that's what the state is doing. They are trying to control a certain narrative. Until it's controlled how they want it, they're going to keep doing things like this.
I want to say shout out to everybody who's engaging with the topic in the chat. That is so appreciated. Thank you so much for staying locked in, engaging in the chat. Thank you, Naya. Thank you, Bree. Thank you, Helen, of course. And once again, I have to give a special shout out to Reverb Nation, the Cloud Watchers, the Replay Gang, and of course, Locked In Podcast. If you're not over there, subscribe to Locked In. That's over there where it's TSM, myself, and Sissy Helen. Go over there and support the channel. And while I'm on topic, give us some ideas of what you would like to see more over there as well. And also, shout out to tonight's sponsor, Mini Moon Diapers, for our luxury wiggler wobblers and our luxury toddlers. And don't forget to use the promo code YOLEAKS to get your 15% off your purchase. And for you ladies, for you special time of the month, also use Tampax Pad and use the promo code YORADIANT to get your 15% off.
Yo, while we on this little promotion and supporting things, y'all go check out the song I did with Spongy T. That's the black version of SpongeBob. And it's basically just something fun for anybody to look at. Even if you don't like the song, you can look at it. The video is fun itself. You got kids around the house, a granddaughter, somebody like that. Just play it for them and see how they react to it. See if they like it or not. And make sure the most important thing is for y'all to leave y'all comments in the comment section. So I can't stress that enough. If you're under my voice now, after this podcast, if you could go and tap in with the song and leave your comment, that would mean a lot and help me out a lot.
And also, I would like to say when TSM drops a video, a premiere, it would be great if you guys would go show him a lot more support as well on the community wall or any post that he may make. Show some support, whether you come in and say, "Hey, I just came in to drop in to like this video," but show the support because it's a lot of hard work that goes behind that. So show some love and support, and also show some love and support to each other in the chat as well, and subscribe to one another if you're not subscribed already. I know Naya has dropped several videos and shorts on her channel as well as Sissy Helen. She's over there doing a daggone thing, keeping your girl laughing with them splits over there, girl. Bringing them back to old school vibes. So I want to just say shout out to you. Support. It's not costing you a thing to support somebody. Just show some love and support to them. each other in the chat. Oh, and I forget, and I cannot forget, and I apologize to my bestie, Miss Bree Bree. Shout out to you, boo. Um, and I just want to say shout out to everybody who comes over here faithfully and show love to myself and TSM as well, because it's really, really appreciated. And I just want to say thank you guys for just the support you've given to the channel, both of us collectively and individually as well. So thank you guys for that. But I just want to say once again, we have to really pay attention to what's going on um, in this country. I think a lot of people turn a blind eye because it's not happening to
Yo,
them.
Fanny, we can't forget our sister Daphne. The reason she's been in absence is because she's dealing with lupus. And I think she just got back to YouTube. So shout out to our sister Daphne as well. Much respect to her. She has come in and been a loyal supporter. So if you do catch this on replay, shout out to you, sis. We really appreciate it. And I hope and pray that your lupus gets better and it actually gets taken away from you in total.
Shout out to you, Daphne. I'm sending peaceful healing powers your way because I know how lupus can be. So, congratulations to you for being strong and resilient. And I know you're going to heal. And shout out to you.
And
Shout out
Queen, I
to
know who
you.
I am too, man. She's another one that just keeps me, man. She keeps me uplifted with content because it's like every time I watch one of her videos, I get an idea like, oh, I'm about to mess with her again. You know what I'm saying? And she always show her love. Y'all just go look at her comments. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So shout out to Queen. I know who I am. I just can't forget her, man. How could you forget the Queen? You just can't.
And once again, thank you for the Cloud Watchers, the replay gang, and all the people who are in the chat, all the people who stay around and just really be locked into what's going on. I thank you for each one of you guys for the engagement as well. And once again, if you're not subscribed to one another, please go subscribe. And Fanny, Fanny, let's make a song together. Ooh, girl. um, we'll talk after this. So I just want to say once again, if you guys don't know who Don Lemon is, he is the former anchor of CNN, but he also has a successful podcast on YouTube, and he was arrested. He was arrested. So let's tune in to see exactly what happened. Right now, they're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And um, my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. Um, I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church. Agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury. Now, I know you got a lot to say about what she just currently said about these agents.
Yo, running back one more time for me.
Sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. Um,
This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. Um, we are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. Um, I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press, because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church. Agents are at my door right.
Nah, that's wild. That's real wild right there. The fact that you don't even have to be a member of any type of press to be able to film anything. You just have to be a living being in America. I think that's one of the first three or four, if I'm not mistaken. That's one of the three or four commandments. I don't see how that got turned into what it turned into. That's definitely a big lawsuit. I think the state should right now. I think they should be pretty much educated on hiring personnel
It
that
comes
will
after
breach
lemon
certain protocols like
protests.
this. This is wild. This is wild. This is your rights being taken away at its finest. Like I say, you don't even have to be a media press personnel at all. That don't have to be your profession. You could be a regular. You could be homeless. You have your rights to film anything in front of your eyes, anything that the eye can see. You have the guaranteed right to film in America. And so for that to be stripped away and taken away, that is crazy. I would not only file a lawsuit on the federal agents that came to pick me up, but the federal agency that's in charge in total. This is definitely a lawsuit. This is one of those situations that might get solved outside of court. It may be a payment outside of court. And I think the state should be educated already on this. There's so many instances of this that they had to pay out outside of court. And it's just wild to see this with our own eyes. And we living in a situation that we ain't gonna skip over him saying that, the kids was there and that the kids was affected by that. When I heard him say that, I said to myself, the generation of children now are going to be the most psychologically messed up children that ever came up so far because they starting to see things that we never had to deal with or see as children. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, the worst I seen was a car pulled over on the side of the road. I was in the backseat of a car somewhere, you know. But for these kids to witness a lot of this activity with their own eyes, they're gonna grow up for one. I can say they're going to be very overprotective. They're going to be very educated because they're going to not want to include themselves in a situation like that growing up. And so it's a lot to say about this, man. What you think, if any?
Honestly, when I heard her say, um, she talked to her lawyer, and her lawyer told her to go with them, that gave me pause because she was filming. So why did they have to go to a federal court
Reason why,
to?
right? Listen. I understood your question, but without 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 them leaving, when a lawyer said go, let's say that person wouldn't have left with them, they don't have a case. Now that person left, they got taken basically against their will because what they did wasn't illegal. Now it turns into a case. Now it turns into a lawsuit. So it was smart for the lawyer to say, yeah, just go and go with them. Now they got reason to bring it to court. Now they got reason to take this into a big lawsuit situation. Like I said, without that, this is like an illegal arrest. You can't sue the county if the arrest isn't illegal. If you did something illegal, they got the rights to arrest you. But this person did nothing illegal, and the lawyer thinking dollar bills. They thinking money. Soon as they take you into that jail, that's my phone call I need to make to turn this into a big case. And so I absolutely understand why.
I understand that part. I just feel like we are being targeted as American citizens by our own government. By our own government. And for the mere fact, like she said, her children were home. They were present. And and it's like they have no regard for any of that. Like she literally was just filming. Just imagine we on live right now and federal agents come and knock on your door or knock on my door because we having this podcast. Do you know how traumatic that would be? And we both have children. You know what I'm saying? And all we doing is bullshit. We are employing our rights as American citizens and talking about what's going on in this country. But just because a person doesn't like what we're saying or disagree with what we're saying, federal agents, not the police is bad enough, but federal agents come and snatch you out of your house in the presence of your children. Do you know how traumatizing that is?
It's more traumatizing for the child than it is for the adult because the adult could find a way to deal with the situation overall. The child don't know what the hell going on. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a police situation. This is a federal situation. So once again, I think he got more bigger of a lawsuit, especially with the traumatization of a child, the illegal arrest itself. Um, and so it's a lot here. I think overall that this is gonna be a good case. This is gonna be a big one. This one where the victim just sit back and just relax, even if they're in jail, just sit back and relax. Cases like this happened before, plenty of times. In cases like this, always get dismissed fast and quick, settle outside of court. Clearly, the American citizens can see, we all can see, we the people, right? We all can see that rights was broken here, the rights of an American was stripped here. You say that they are targeting us as Americans, well, that's because they really ain't got no more targets. They already targeted the illegal immigrants and get rid of them. I don't know what term to use for them. I'm just saying they already, they've been targeting people for a long time. If just a little thought, as if they tried to make America smaller, like you know what I'm saying, it's enough money for everybody.
I agree. It's something. It is really really something. To hearing all these stories about people losing their lives, and it's just a lot to take in. But I just want to give you guys what's currently going on with former CNN anchor Don Lemon. That is wild.
I don't know what the hell happened. I was just like, yo,
YouTube literally just kicked me out. That's
I
what
seen
happened.
that. I seen that. Wow. I
Should
know
I
I'm gonna
show
get
the
my
video
ticket.
or
I'm gonna get my ticket later. They gonna give me a ticket later. Hey, go ahead. I
I'm,
mean, we all buy in by YouTube laws. We doing nothing illegal here. That is
I'm
cray
like,
cray.
as soon as I said, let me show y'all this video, they straight like, no, you're not.
Hey, if the agency come knocking at my door, you owe me on my bill, you better put 30% on. You better get 30%. You better come over. Your mama Ellen need to come over 30%. Mama Ellen, you allowed her to come up here and do.
That's
I'm listening.
wild. As soon as I was about to click on the video, they was like, you ain't about to click on nothing. They straight kicked me out. That's wild.
Yeah. Oh
Should
my
I show the
god.
video or should I show? I mean, like,
No, we all buy in by YouTube laws. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think the
I'm
worst we can expect is a knock at the door by men in black suits.
gonna show the video anyway because you know I love the mess. Earlier this month, dozens of anti ICE protesters rushing inside of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, Don has said that he was just there as a journalist, photographing the incident as a journalist, asking questions as a journalist after the protesters went in, and has been very clear he was not part of the protest group. In a statement, Don Lemon's attorney says, quote, this unprecedented attack on the First Amendment and transparent attempt to distract attention from the many crises facing this administration will not stand. Don will fight these charges vigorously and thoroughly in court. Now, I just want to quickly let you know, Don Lemon spoke with Allison Camerata, another former colleague and friend from CNN, who now works for Scripps News, about the church incident. Let's go to what she told us just moments ago. So he said that he was covering a protest. This is the St. Paul church. The protesters had reason to believe that the pastor there was an ICE agent. And so Don
the way Don described it to me is that he was doing what we do. He was covering a protest. He wasn't conspiring with them. He didn't. He knew that they were going to be protesting something. He wasn't in on their plans. He says beforehand, which is one of the things that the DOJ has suggested. And then he stayed outside. He says protesters went inside the church. And when he realized that the protest was unfolding inside the church, he then went inside. And so, obviously our legal experts can describe whether that's trespassing on private property, but either way, that's a misdemeanor. And, the idea that Don Lemon as a journalist has now been arrested is just in an entirely different category.
What do you think?
I think they're trying to come and find a reason why they did what they did. Why would even trespassing even get brought up? I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Why would that out of this whole big situation? You know what I'm saying? Out of this whole big situation, trespassing. Who the hell is worried about? That's like a police officer pulling a whole or somebody who just took somebody's life over. You pulling one of these type of dudes over, and that dude got a little bag of weed in his car. Police ain't gonna be worried about that weed. He's gonna be worried about what's really going on. And so I just find I'm just feeling like they're trying to come up with little shady reasons and accusations to you know to fertilize the reason why they've done what they've done, and they're absolutely trying to use the media to portray it if you kind of look at it in such a way. But America's not stupid.
I just thought it was wild that they accused him of past trespassing in a church. Of all places, a church. Like, I mean, we can't go to church. I mean, that's wild to me. What was your thought about that part?
I'm like, yo, like that was wild for me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what to think about that one. That one is wild. How do you trespass at a church, at a public church that charges people? I won't even say charge people that pass a collection plate around. That same church. I'm gonna go pray for my life and get trespassed for it. End up praying and going to jail. What type of church is this? Wait a minute. I hope that church get the publicity it wants, because that's just like the church may not even agree with that. They gonna side. You know, a lot of times, allegedly, that a lot of businesses like this get funded to keep quiet and not say anything. A lot of times they get funded to say certain things. I would hope they wouldn't say, well, this was agree to that this was trespassing. I would hope that that's just a federal agency saying that stupid stuff right there. That possibly can't be the church. This if that church agreed to say that this was trespassing, man, I want to know what it's gonna look like next Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just like, when did we get to the point in time to where it's just been so much unrest in this country? Every day you turn on, it's always something, and it's going from state to state to state, and it's just so
It's crazy.
unfortunate.
The thugs ain't even getting arrested and getting in trouble no more. The thugs relax. We sitting back looking at all the white collar criminals, just laughing at them like they was laughing at us. I ain't seen so many gangbangers dap each other up. They dapping me up. Like naming names I don't know about. Like, look at Don Clinton. Like, who the hell is Don Clinton? But he arrested. Like, the gangsters chilling. This is the most fun they ever had. Like, I ain't never heard. It's been a long stretch since gangsters got caught back to back. All these white collar criminals is the ones now. They filling the jailhouses up now. I want to know how the hell does it feel? But it's crazy because a lot of it is a lot of illegal, crazy activity. This is this is why I don't get involved in anything illegal, because one small thing can turn into this big charade that just mess your whole life up just because you decided to get one little tiny illegal activity and it transitioned to something bigger. But it's crazy. You're absolutely right. America is in trouble because all of these. I mean, it started with Trump. He was the first person that got arrested. Everybody started following Trump, and Trump to messed everybody up. Bet you they won't let him in office no more.
Give me your phone. Just give me your phone. Just go stand in the corner. Give me your phone. You on timeout. Just give me your phone. You over here cutting up. But you're right. You are absolutely right. And it's just like the person that's implementing all of this is a convicted felon, a multi-convicted felon. And it's just like that in itself is wild to me. That is so wild to me. And what are your thoughts again? What are your thoughts about a convicted felon is trying to make most
That,
American citizens
that's the
criminals?
domino. That's the domino effect. That's what's gonna happen. Yo, listen, whoever the leader is, anything under that leadership is either gonna do one or two things. They're either gonna get crumbled up, not following lead, or they gonna have to follow trend. And it seems like if you're not following trends, you're ending up in jail somewhere. So it's that's what they get. You know, they let him up in it. See, we we been getting locked up and stuff anyway. They been messing with us. So all we doing is laughing. But now the same people that put them in there is starting to affect them. I ain't never seen so many casual white dudes in suit inside jail just chilling, just like I ain't never seen it. It's just been crazy. I ain't it's been a ride for me since this man been in the office. He messed up the whole. Everybody got messed up because of this dude. Now we got all. It's the domino effect, literally.
That is funny. Be careful, family, and aware of your surroundings. That's true. That is very, very true. And it's just like, dang, dude, you only been in office for a year. A year. And why does it seem so much longer though? Like it seemed like so much longer. You've been in there a year. And it seems so much longer. Is it just me? Or do y'all feel like it's been so much longer?
You know, with this dude, it felt like an eternity. With this guy, it's gonna feel like an eternity. And this is just the beginning, so y'all might as well get ready. I don't understand any of it. I don't want to understand any of it, but I have to educate myself on it because if not, I'm gonna be messed up like the rest of the society is. And just gotta kind of do my education, especially with him in office. It's just not. We don't make good partners with this dude. Like last time we broke up with him, we thought that that was it, and then this dude come back and we so stupid. We giving him another chance for what? His money? So damn stupid. We are, but never again. This is why I don't date outside my race. Cause look what Trump did. Came in here and messed everything up, and it's just like it ain't been right ever since. So that's just gonna be once we over, we over. That's it. Like I'm not messing around with nobody else like him. Like this is the second time he did me wrong. First time Trump came and left us with all of these kids, and I was just like, you ever had a regret? I'm having a regret that we let him back into this house.
What you say? That's the relationship you regret. Mm-mm. That was funny. That was a great analogy on how you saw it. That is funny. That is so funny. And it's just like a lot of people are feeling it. They voted for him. A lot of people are feeling it. I ain't vote for him. I ain't gonna lie to you the first time or the second time. And it's just like, come on, people. Like, is this really America right now? Don't sometimes you feel like you waking up and you just like, wait a minute, is this for real? Or are we playing this a joke?
And people dying to come to this damn country. Stay where y'all at, Pedro and everybody else. Jesus, uh, y'all stay where y'all at. Hey, so y'all stay there, cause damn it, we might be coming over there in a minute if he keep fucking around. Excuse my language. If he keep messing around, we gonna be coming over there to Mexico. That's all I'm saying. This ain't nothing to die for no more.
Hold on. And this is the same president who said that he talked to the president of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. I'm like, huh? You talk to who? Like, dude, you are the president of the Virgin Islands. Like, who? Like, dude, who was you talking to? I mean, let's keep it a buck. You said Sleepy Joe was asleep. What you want to call my dude? Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? When you heard him say that, what was your thought? What was your honest opinion?
I didn't have a thought. I just bust out laughing. That's all I could do. You can't take everything can't be taken serious. This man said. So I just bust out laughing. Another one of those grab the cat moments for me that he did. It's just like another one of them. Another one of them trying to go. That's all I'm saying.
But we this is the last thing we're gonna talk about. Don Lemon speaks out about his arrest. Let's hear what Mr. Don Lemon has to say about his arrest.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lemon Live at 5, except it's Lemon Live at 5 Pacific Coast time. Pacific time. Thank you so much for joining this evening on a Friday. Sorry, I'm 3 hours late for the 5 o'clock show, but I had some things that I had to do today. But in all seriousness, I am fine. I am doing well, and I appreciate all of your love and your support. I really do more than anything. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you guys, like, I ran into lemon heads today. There was a gentleman who's a lemon head in the courtroom this evening with a Don Lemon show hat on. The really the light blue hat, and he made sure that I saw him and he waved. And so I have a lot of folks to thank, and in no particular order. But the mayor of Los Angeles was there, Karen Bass. I think it was fantastic. By the way, I don't know anything. Like, I have not seen the news. I haven't seen anything. I did not know. I've been getting feedback from everyone about what has happened. I had no idea that all of this turmoil was going on. I just thought, like, it would be. I thought people would report on it, but not to this extent. So thank you guys, and hit the like and hit the thumbs up because it does affect the algorithm, and more people become aware of our conversation and our show. And today is a really important one, and it's important for our democracy and to the Constitution of the United States, and what the amendment that I believe is the bedrock of our democracy, and that is the First Amendment: freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to peaceably assemble, all of those things. This encapsulates all of that. And I'm glad that, at least to the extent that it has, that people are realizing the critical moment that we're in this country, that our rights are under assault. It may have started with people having their due process rights violated on the streets, violently violated on the streets. But now they're trying to silence journalists, and I will not be silenced. And I think journalists should not be silenced. I think this is a very critical time for journalists in this country to stand up to this tyrannical administration. And look, journalists are going to be, I believe they can be the folks that save us. I actually believe that artists will be the people that save us as well. And that's why I'm here in Los Angeles, is to cover the artists who are exercising their freedom of.
And shout out to Don Lemon. If you're not subscribed to his podcast, go subscribe to Don Lemon, name titled Don Lemon. Um, and he has some great commentary over there as well as like he did on CNN. Um, my take on what he said was, he was very cut, clear, and straight to the point about a lot of our liberties are being taken away, but he's not going to stand for it. Our First Amendment right to freedom of speech and peaceful protest. And I just think a lot of people don't think about those things nowadays because so much fear has been put into them. Like, if you say this, or if you protest because you believe a certain things might happen to you. And that is a real fear, but at the same time, would that stop you? Because I was always taught if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything. So, Tisson, what do you think?
Overall, I'm just happy that he has some kind of awareness about what's going on and that he's educated upon what's going on around him. And the fact that he's taken notion to not only raise awareness about it, but to fix his situation and taking action on what happened. That's the most important part. If you don't take action and cause people to reap their causes, it's going to continue to happen over and over and over again. It's going to be a continuation of them stepping up on you, whether it's the government, whether it's somebody in your circle, whether it's a bully or whatever the case may be. So the important thing was speaking up, raising awareness about it, and taking action upon the situation, and that's exactly what he did. A plus the situation in my mindset.
I agree too, as well as the lady who they came to her house to arrest her while her children were there. A lot of people are standing up for what they believe, and I'm so proud of that. And it's very very sad that so many people are being injured, um, falsely accused of crimes, doing something that as American citizens we have a right to do. And like you said, there's going to be a lot of lawyers, a lot of um lawsuits, a lot of things that's going to be taking place. And I'm just glad that finally American citizens decide to come together and to stand up against what's currently being done. Just because it's happening in Minnesota won't doesn't mean it won't happen in our neck of the woods, in front of our children.
Absolutely, I agree there with you, Fanny, on that one. We have to kind of be. We always watching it on social media, always clicking on it, always end up talking about it with somebody, but it's never us. But it could be us within the next moment. So just kind of always aware yourself and those people that surround you that you love and care about. You have to aware them even more. Cause a lot of people, especially some people that's not even educated or mindset enough to visit a podcast that's going to be educational, even if it's not mine. Those people are more quick to click on videos. It's viral and situations is viral. So kind of it's going to be up to you to aware your family and loved ones of certain situations and just for them to be in control of their situation and surroundings when they do go out and on the inside of their placement. And we really appreciate everybody who tapped in on this podcast and stayed. The people who clicked, the background watchers, like we had a ton of background watchers, so we really appreciate y'all as well. Um, Before I exit, I do want to say once again, make sure that y'all go comment on the SpongeBob or Spongy T slash TSM rapper video that I just dropped. Also, let me know how y'all liking the comedy videos. Let me know if y'all feeling them or not. If y'all have any ideas, y'all know just tap in with me. I see somebody on Reverb Nation asked about the album. I just made an update on my community wall. I'll be done with that album this upcoming week, so definitely be looking out for that. Fanny, you got anything to say before we get up out of here? I know you're gonna praise for the people, but you got anything, any updates? I like that smile too. Look at you, yo, this as happy as possible. A lot of people walk around mad, especially them females. They'll be walking around chewing y'all gum like, "What you looking at? Shit, like don't be looking at me." I'm just saying, like people stare too much, like for real. Like ain't nothing over here you got, boo boo. I got your panties on or something, and you smiling, so I appreciate that. That makes me happy, and I really appreciate your energy.
I want to say shout out to the Pink Crew. And shout out to the Pink Crew. Of course, we got the Pink and we hitting it with the Queen. You feel me? We got the Queen going on over here, but but I just want to say thank you for everybody who stayed. Shout out to Helen. Shout out to Helen, Naya, the Cloud Watchers, the replay game. Shout out to you guys for joining us tonight because it is a Friday night. Y'all could be somewhere, but y'all decided to come hang out with us. So thank you once again to our tonight's sponsors, Millie Moon Diapers. Don't forget to use that promo code YOLEAKS to get your 15% off, and Tampax Pad 15% off, Yo Radiant to get your 15% off. So I want to thank you once again for tonight's sponsors, the Cloud Watcher, of course, the faithful Reverb Nation, all the people in the chat, especially all the people who stayed and all the people who couldn't be here. Thank you to you guys. And I will close this out with a prayer. Father God, I want to just say thank you. Thank you for watching over us and keeping us covered in our comings and our goings. Thank you, Father God, for my host, my bestie, my boo, my poppy, my friend, Mr. TSM himself. Thank you for watching over him, protecting him as well. Thank you for Sissy Helen. Thank you for Naya. Thank you for Brenda. Thank you for Bestie Bree. Thank you for Daphne. Thank you for the Cloud Watchers, the replay gang, and everybody who came through. Thank you for watching over them and protecting them as well. Thank you for joining us, Father God, and being in our presence each go. Everybody I miss, thank you, God, for them as well. It's in Jesus' name we thank
All
you.
right, y'all. I'm up out of here,
Amen.
folks. Have a nice night.